Now good, everything. Please
Fine,
respond. Yeah. So we are
Fine.
enabling some those things, right? We are enabling means what? We are collecting the data from the Zipkin client. Collected, right? Collected data, right? Collected data. That collection of data, what we are saying, that collection of data, we are saying that simpler. What we are saying now? Simpler. That collection of data for every Zipkin client, what we are doing now, we are collecting that data. That collection of data, what we are saying now? Simpler data. What we are saying now? Simpler data. And that simpler data we are giving to whom? That simpler data we are giving to whom? Zipkin server. What is that? Zipkin server. Now everything is clear, guys. Any doubt in that?
Yes, sir. No,
Yes, sir, clear.
So now fine, guys. Okay, so now fine. So after then what? This microservices, right? This microservices, what? Every sleuth, right, generating some span id and a trace id, right? Trace id, right? What is the span id and what is the trace id, right? Trace id, right? Trace id is what is that common for all microservices. Trace id is what? Common for all microservices. Trace id. Trace id, right? Trace id is what? Common for all microservices. Our Zipkin is generating one trace id, right? Trace id. Which one is what? Which is the common for all microservices, right? Common for all microservices. But one more id I said na, span id. Span id is what? If we want, right? If we want to fetch the data with the one particular microservices data, right? So our Zipkin server is generating one span id. This span id is generating for what is that? One particular microservices. This span id is generating for what? One particular microservices, right? So trace id is what? Common for all microservices. I'll show those things as a practical, guys. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So this trace id is what? This trace id is what? Common for all microservices. And span id is what? Span id is what? Particular it will generate based on that what? Particular microservices. Particular microservices. So Spring Cloud, what we Spring Cloud, Zipkin and Sleuth. What is the Spring Cloud and a Zipkin Sleuth, right? Let's understand. Spring Cloud, Sleuth, right? Sleuth. So this is the what? This is the tool for distributing tracing, right? Zipkin and Sleuth, right? What is the Zipkin and Sleuth now, guys? Okay, the Zipkin and Sleuth is what? This is the tool, guys. Okay, this is the tool. This is the tools for what? For what? Distributing trace. Distributing and tracing the information about what is that microservices. So for that, so what we can do it using these things, what we can do it, or we can check, right? We can check. What is that? We can check like what? Like what? How many microservices is executing for what is that given request, right? How many microservices? Just here, what is that? We given 3 na, we given 3. So
Yes, sir.
means what? We are making the request na, we are making the request. So particular for the particular microservices means what? How it will check how many microservices, right? How many microservices executed or execute,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Execute execute for what? Given
Request.
given request, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Is our another things what it's doing now, another things what it's doing now, it is our microservices is our microservices executed or not, right? Executed or not, it will give, right? It will give. Then what is that another what kind of things this tool is doing? This tool is doing time gap between what is that microservices start and finish. Time gap between, right? Means what is that? From here one microservices is started now, one microservices is started. After then this microservices is executing, this microservices is executing. After then what we are getting now, we are getting the response, right? Between this request to response, how much time it's taking, how much time it's taking, right? How much time it's taking, that information also we are collecting. Using which tool now? Using which tool now? Zipkin and Sleuth only na, come on yaar.
Zipkin, sir. Yes, Ravi.
Hmm?
Yes, Ravi.
So yeah, so time gap, right? Time gap between microservice start microservices start and what is that? Finish. Start and finished, right? Finished. How much time it's taking, right? So after then what? Just see this microservices is making the request to this microservices, right? So it's communicating one microservices to another microservices. We need what is that? URL na, come on, come on.
Yes, Ravi.
So
Yes, Ravi.
that URL we are saying, that URL we are saying that what? Path na guys, come on, path, right?
Yes, Ravi.
So so using Zipkin and Sleuth, what we can do, what we can find are we can find the microservices communication path also na, come on.
Yes, Ravi.
Microservices we can find using this tool. What is that? Microservices
Microservices
communication,
path.
communication. What is that? Microservices communication path. Microservices communication path. After then what? Using this tool, what another things we can do it? So history of request, right? History of request we can find it. Just assume that we are making today request, right? Today request. After then what? If we want to like what? If we want to trace, right, what yesterday, whenever we are making the yesterday request, right, how much time it was taking, what is that, at the time executing of this request, any failure is came, like history we can find out those history also, right? We can find out execution detail of what? Request, right? In the later also. So using what is that? Using Zipkin and Sleuth, what we can find out another thing? History
History also.
history of what? Old request. History of old request execution, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Execution details, right? Details. Even we can find some, even like years back, some year back request history also. Even what is that? Some years history also, request history also we can find out, right? So sleuth is what? Mainly what we are doing using Sleuth now. Sleuth will actually do what? All above things like path, time, order, and it's get what is that? Full information. This one is what? Sleuth is giving what is that? Full information about what? Microservices, right?
Microservice. Yes, Ravi.
Microservices. It's giving what is that? Full what is that? full information about what? Full information about what?
Microservices.
Microservices. And a Zipkin, right? Zipkin having two part. Zipkin having what? Two part. One part is what? Server, and another part is what? Client. Now guys, okay,
Yeah.
one. So 1 minute. So mainly what is that? Sleuth. Mainly sleuth is what is that? Will Sleuth will what is that? Actually do what is that? All about things, right? All about things like what? Like path. We are finding the path, how much time our microservices is taking, what is the order of execution of our microservices, etc. These things we are finding, right? And Zipkin, what is the responsibility, main responsibility of Zipkin now? Zipkin, right? First of all, what is that? Two parts. It's having what in Zipkin having what? Two part. What is the Zipkin client? Zipkin client, right? What the Zipkin client is doing? CLI.
It is fetching the data from Zipkin.
Client, right? What the Zipkin client is doing? Zipkin client is what is that? Collect
Collecting the data from Zipkin.
collect data as a one one common object, right? Common object that is called what? Sampler, right? That is the called what? Sampler. What I said now? What I said, the collecting the data na from the Zipkin is collecting the data from the Sleuth or not? Come on guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that is what?
Yes.
Collect data as one common object, right? As a one common object. What is the common object now guys? Sampler. That one only I'm saying, right? That common object is nothing but what? Sampler only na. Hmm?
Yes.
Now
Sam.
after then
Yes.
what? How we are visualizing now? How we are visualizing this data? How we are visualizing this data? Using which one now? Zipkin server, right? using what? Zipkin server, right?
Yes, sir.
Another person is what? Zipkin server. Using what is that? Zipkin server. What the Zipkin server is doing now? We are visualizing. Visualize spelling is correct, guys. Visualize na?
That ing will be visualizing. Just
No,
visualize this.
just visualize, right? Visualize,
Yeah, that's
visualize, right? Visualize the data, right? Using what is that? One UI. This Zipkin server is giving one UI, right? UI. That is what is that? Who is the giving? This server only. UI server, right? UI server. This one is giving one UI server, right? At microservices, what we are doing now, whenever we are developing our microservices, right? Whenever we are developing our microservices, what we are doing now, we are adding, what is that? We are adding, how many things we are adding now at microservices? Whenever we will start to develop our microservices at microservices side, right? At a microservices side, we will add what? We will add what is the Sleuth, and what is that? Zipkin client. Zipkin clients. Zipkin client, right? We will add what is that? Zipkin client. And what is that? And we will run our what is the Zipkin server outside. I will tell how we will develop it, right? How we will run it. So now first what we will do it now? What we will do it now? We will download what? Zipkin server. First we will download the Zipkin server, guys. Okay, so already I downloaded, but don't worry, right? Download. where I downloaded. Any Zipkin is showing that I downloaded the document. No issue. We will
Yeah, when
download
you
it.
download,
From where you download Google Chrome.
did you download it recently or long back?
Recently only, no issue, right?
Okay,
Google
in
Chrome
browser can check. No, that's why I asked.
browser. Where's
Download.
the download? Oh, it's cancelled.
Multiple, open the folder. It's showing that unconfirmed, right?
Yeah,
Why?
those are failed.
They're not downloaded yet, Ravi. You can cancel two of them. Now we have started three. Cancel two of them in downloads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cancel two. I think it will be waste, right? Yeah, that's fine.
1 minute, I'll give you guys this link, right? Okay.
New window.
Yeah, I think you can go to history and the first link would be the downloaded link.
Yeah, that's fine only, but
Yeah, it's not.
it's directly downloading
Yeah,
now.
you can stop screen share.
Sorry,
Okay.
Another file start we download.
no, just I will give this link only to you people on just this. No, okay, in the history only, right? Let's give, I'll give it
Okay,
history.
only the first one. Yesterday's
Hmm? It's not showing now.
yesterday's history. Yes, today's
Yeah,
Saturday.
just paste that whatever link you copied, Ravi, you can check.
Zipkin to write this one only.
This one.
Yeah, this one.
Uh, mediafire.com. Third one.
Because until unless if I'm not giving you guys, then it's a problem. You guys also will face the problem, na?
Yes,
Uh,
let's download. Cancel the
it's
already
downloaded
downloaded.
already.
Yeah, cancel this one, which is going on.
Open the folder where that file is downloaded. These are the unrecognized is showing that. Okay, let it be. This one is downloading now. History, go to history. History of morning itself only I saw that.
This one.
Yeah, this one only, right? Okay, download it from the here only.
Media file.
Yeah, in the chat box, can I give this one? Like on the Facebook group, shall I share it? Let's I'm giving I'm giving in the chat box I given. Yeah, in the chat box I given, and then I'm saving on the notepad later. Notepad, right? Later I will post on the group also, as well as what? In the WhatsApp group also, right? It's downloaded. Now open this one. This one is downloaded now. This is only, yeah, fine. Where this one is now? Yeah, Zipkin, right? Copy this one. Just copy this one because here so many files are there, right? So what I'm doing now, just create one folder here on the desktop only. Create one folder here, right? Create one folder now. Zipkin. Zipkin. Inside that, what we will do it now? We will paste that. Just paste it. Now extract here. Extract this link, right? After extracting this one, go here, right? What you will do here, just open cmd command prompt, right? People are getting my point? Please
Yes,
respond it,
Yes,
respond. Now,
Ravi.
now what we will do it now, java -jar. After then what we will do it now, click the tab button, you will get what is that, Zipkin server, that jar. Now hit the enter. Our Zipkin server is ready now. Our Zipkin server is now up.
Okay, Ravi.
Hmm?
Yes, started.
Now our Zipkin server is started, right? In which port number this one is running now? Here it will show the port number also. The port number will be something
3036. 3036.
9. No. Server HTTP port number is what?
9411.
9411, right? What is the port number?
Yes, Ravi.
9411, right? If you want to check, now open the browser. Open the browser. Now on the browser, what we will do it now, make http://
Colon local here.
localhost. What is the port number?
9411.
9411, right?
11.
Now Zipkin.
Yes.
Yeah, we are getting the Zipkin dashboard or not? Come on, yaar, we are getting, right?
Yes, Ravi.
Here only we will here we will trace it, right? What is that? This is the, if a tri lens, matlab this one is a newer one only. Here this newer dashboard is there. If you want old one, this is the old one, right? So now fine now guys, so here what we will find, if you want, find the trace, right? But still we are, our microservices is not executing now, because of that we are not getting, right? So in
Yes,
that,
Ravi.
how much here what we will, how much our microservices is taking, what is the limit, and what is that all, right? All, what is the service name, right? What is the service name? We will give the service name. Now span name, right? Here span name we will get. Here what is that log back, right? 1 hour, 1 hour request we can monitor, 3 hours request we can monitor, 1 day request. If we want to customize, by customize last year also we can monitor. our request, right? Last year request also, start date and ending date we will make, then we will get what is that last year request also, we will check it, right? But this is the dashboard we are getting. Our Zipkin dashboard is this one only. From here only, what we will do it now, we will monitor our data, right? We will monitor our microservices. Now our this area is ready now, guys. Our area, this area is ready now, but this one is still blank now. Okay, but we need to give what is that this information. How we will give this information? Until unless we will not expose our sampler data to this one. Na, come on, yaar.
Yes, Ravi.
Now,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
now let's enter in our practical area. The everyone is understanding our theory, whatever things I explained now, guys. Any in the theory
Yes,
part,
Ravi.
if because based on the theory only our practical is there, guys. Okay, if any doubt is there, please
Yes, Ravi.
ask me, right? Because based on this one only I'm going to implement our application.
The theory is
Yes,
clear.
right.
Theory is
Yes.
clear, na?
Yes,
Um,
Ravi.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so now next what we will do it now, let's develop our what these microservices first, right? These microservices first with what is that log files, right? These microservices, let's develop it first. What? So now what we will do it now, let's enter in the coding part area, right? So what is the coding things will be there? What is the coding things will be there? Now I'm stopping now for the control C. I'm stopping the Zipkin server now. Later we will start again, right?
Okay.
Okay. So now coding area, right? Now coding. Now coding. Let's do the coding, right? So just I'm taking the only small application we will take it, guys. Okay. So now I'm taking the project name. I'm taking project name. I'm taking what? Project name. I'm taking Spring Boot, Spring Cloud, my app one, right?
Microservice one. Okay.
My app one. Oh, I'm taking this one, right? This is the name I'm taking, right? Inside the dependency, how many dependency we need? Dependency, I will take what is that? We will take what is that? Web dependency. After then Sleuth dependency. Now Zipkin client. Zipkin client we need, right? Of course we can take what is that? Of course we can take right, what is that? Eureka and all those things also, right? Eureka and all those things also, but just normally, right? I'm not going to implement fin and all those things because it will become what is that too much lengthy application, right? It will become too much lengthy.
Yes,
So let's I will take what is that REST template to communicate one microservices to another microservices, right? So now fine, guys. So here what we will do it now. What I'm going to do now is first open the application dot property, right? First open the application dot property. Hey, sorry, this is the old one now. We are going to now take file new spring starter in that what we took the name of project Spring Cloud my app one, right? Copy this one, paste it. Another thing is Spring now. Okay, now next select lower version. Here what is that? How many dependency we need now, guys? How many dependency we need? What is that?
Three.
Web
Sleuth,
dependency,
Web.
right?
Yes.
yeah.
Spring
Spring Web, Sleuth, and
Spring Web. Now another one we need, what is a Sleuth
Sleuth.
na?
Sleuth.
Yes, sir. Sleuth and Zipkin. Zipkin, Sleuth.
Sleuth and
Yeah,
what
both.
is that?
Both.
Zipkin client na?
Zipkin.
Come on, 3 dependency
Yes,
we
sir.
took na, guys. Come on.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Now next finish. First time, na, it's taking a little bit time. Okay. So in between, let's create one more. This microservices, just assume that, right? This microservices project we created, right? Now let's create this microservices project also, this microservices project also in between, right? Because it's taking time. Na?
Okay.
So now here, what
Yes,
new
right.
file is Spring Starter, right? Spring Starter. Here one, let's take this one is a two,
Two.
two, two, right?
Next.
Two. Now next, here also how many dependency we need? Spring
Sleuth,
Web,
Zip
Sleuth, and
client,
a
and
Zipkin.
Spring Web.
Next
Next.
and finish. Now let's
Finish.
another project also, right?
Third one.
Spring Starter. So now take this one as a three.
Third.
Three, right? Next, here also Zipkin, Sleuth, and Web.
Sleuth, Web.
Next, finish. Okay, I think this project is created. Okay, let's start working on it. Other will create, na. So open the property first application, right? I'm opening the first application. Please active yourself now, guys. Please active yourself now. Don't become lazy. Please respond it, guys. At least,
Yes, sir.
because now from here onward, your response also
Yes,
need,
sir.
right? Because it's near about going to 3 hour 30 minutes is going to complete, na. Because 2 p.m. onward we like continue. Just the thing is, guys, continuously I am speaking, you guys are just listening, right? So compared to listening, teaching is taking more energy, right?
Yes.
So please just need your response, because your response only, right, what will give me the energy. That's it. Because of that I'm asking, please respond it, guys. Okay, so now fine, guys. Okay, so here, yeah, so here we
Yes. Server dot port
yeah,
number.
yeah, server dot port, right? Server dot port equal to, just I'm taking what is just 8081, right? After then what, another I'm taking what is that, spring application property, spring
Name.
application,
Application dot name.
spring application dot name, right? Spring application dot name. So here I'm taking what is that, my app one, right? My app one. After then what, we need to generate some log property, na, guys. Come on, in which folder we will create? In which folder we will create? That one we need, na. So here only I'm creating one folder, right? Here only I'm creating one folder, that is the my log, right? My log folder. Okay, just I created my log folder, and what I'm doing now, I'm going inside that, I'm copying the path only, right? I'm copying the path now. Okay, so here what we will do it now, what is the log property? So logging logging dot what was there? Yeah, very good. File name, right? File name, right? File name, right? File name. What file name we will give it? What file name we will give it? Here only we will generate the file, right? We will generate the file. Okay, so fine. Now make this one as a Forward slash or
Forward
backward slash? Forward slash, right?
Forward.
Make this one is a
Forward
forward slash. Now here what we will do it now, give the
My app
property
one log.
my app dot log, my app dot log, right? Or just give this one as what, my
No
app
entry.
one, right? My app one, just give, right? Come on, this is the
Okay.
correct na?
So three log
Yeah,
file
yes,
is generated.
you can differentiate other
This
applications.
file will
Inside the
generate,
folder, three log file.
yeah, whenever we will run our application, this file will generate in this folder, and all
Okay,
log
okay.
messages will store in this file only, right? So yeah,
Okay.
now fine. Now guys, so same like, right? Same like what we will do it now, same like same property, what we will do it now, copy this property, copy this property, copy this property, come inside this, come inside the second
Application to
application property, second application property, and paste it just here 8081. Make this one as what, 8082. My app 2,
my app
make my app 2. After then what is that,
my app
just common, make this one as a, make this one as a common. What I said that at the time of explanation, I said that na, we will take microservices one and microservices one common log file. Come on,
Yes.
people are remember that?
Okay.
Remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ravi.
now so I'm taking what is that, my app dot what, common log, right? Now
Okay.
copy the same, right? Copy this one again, come inside that what, come inside that third application also,
Third one.
come inside that
one.
third application, paste
I
it,
decided.
make this one as a 8083, and my application is what is the 3, and this log common, both we want to store the data, right, in the same file only na. Now this is the, yeah, so our
Yes, Ravi.
our three application property is ready. Now let's develop our what, microservices. Let's start developing our what, microservices, right? So what I'm doing now, first let's start to develop first microservices. Right click new, take one class, right? So here what is that, what I'm taking now, first controller, first controller. Inside that what is that, which kind of name, let's take our application name will be, let's decide, okay, my application one rest, right? First one rest controller, one rest controller, right? Now finish. First rest controller, okay, fine. Now guys, so here what, before doing that, what we will do it now guys, how we will enable, right? How we enable Zipkin client, right? How we enable, it's having two property, we can enable sampler as well as what, we can disable it. But till now there is no, like in the in the Spring Boot microservices, we need at the rate, means what, configure auto configure mode, but still I don't know why Spring people is not like given any annotation, as well as what, they not given these things as a auto configure. So anybody remember that